Hello, my name is Michelle Ponce de Leon, and today I will be presenting my social skills group for adolescent boys who struggle with emotional dysregulation, ages 8 to 12, in the Gilbert, Arizona area. In this presentation, I will summarize my findings in this semester's projects, parts A and B, as I go over the rationale for the need within the community, evidence-based relevance to social work interventions, methods for evaluation, and community collaboration in regards to this adolescent social skills group. Lastly, I will give you an example session agenda for this program so you could see what it could look like. So, rationale for the need within the community. Research has found that adolescent externalizing behaviors can lead to dysfunctional and offending adult behavior without proper intervention, which could include the deliberate teaching of healthy coping mechanisms, in addition to exploring where feelings come from, as these coping mechanisms were shown to be a protective factor for disconnection and rejection in addition to be an enhancing factor in pro-social behavior. We know that boys struggle with emotional dysregulation issues at much higher rates than girls, with 7 boys for every 1 girl being diagnosed with disorders related to emotional regulation. In addition, Gilbert teen crime is on the rise, with cases like the murder of Gilbert teen Preston Lord and the Gilbert Goons, a teenage gang, with most involved being male. Now, you may ask, why are we making this program through a private practice clinic and not through the school? Quite simply, there's not enough mental and behavioral health workers in the Gilbert Public School District to serve all of the kids. We also have to think ahead. Untreated issues in adolescence have future consequences and can lead to adult dysfunction. Next, we will explore the evidence-based relevance of social work interventions. While there is not a lot of research on the effectiveness of groups on emotional dysregulation issues, boys ex- that boys experience, research that shows this type of peer level group work is effective for boys who have already been accused of criminal behavior, as it gives opportunity for them to learn social skills and practice the social skills in the same setting with the other participants. Still, individualized psychoeducation is important. These kids, they're struggling with emotional regulation. So, not only do they need to have skills to engage in healthy relationship with others, they also need to understand themselves better to gain some control. And CBT is a leading treatment regarding the connection between cognitions, behaviors, and thoughts, and activities linked to CBT will be provided within the group. Now that we know why group therapy and CBT work with kids struggling with emotional dysregulation, we will explore social skills and psychoeducation. So, social skills look to improve relationships and skills related to problem solving, empathy, and friendships, and they increase awareness of behavior. We want these kids to explore the impact of their behavior in a reflective, safe setting and develop empathetically based skills to motivate them to change their behavior. A lot of kids with emotional dysregulation lack friends, a protective factor in childhood, very important for this age group. So, psychoeducation can help them to understand effective coping mechanisms when they do experience um, high emotion. So, evaluation methods. So, each participant will be given a Likert scale, which will have 5 questions applicable to the day's session. So, just depending on what that day goes over, will depend what is put on that Likert scale. And they'll be given a pre and a post session. So, the kids, they'll get that scale when they first come in, marking their understanding of the 5 questions, and then at the end we'll give them the same scale. That way we can gauge whether they are improving in the areas we're hoping them to. And we research shows though that adolescent reports, they often differ from those of teachers and parents. So in addition to the kids pre and post session Likert scales. We are going to give the behavior assessment system for children, second edition, so the BASC2 for teachers and parents, including information. That assessment includes information on externalizing behaviors, internalizing behaviors, symptomology of behavior, and adaptive skills. So we'll be able to give that to them at the beginning of the group and then at the conclusion of the group and compare the scores. All right, community collaboration. So, regarding community collaboration, this group will meet locally within the Gilbert school districts for easy access. In addition, timing of the group will be considered so participants can receive transportation. These are kids, so they're going to need rides. We will also work with the school district to help lessen their load by receiving referrals for students who maybe have IEPs, 504s, and a history of disruptive classroom behavior. Gilbert lays out the values of the town on their website. And it includes we are driven, we are kind, we are bold, and we are humble. This skills group would promote Gilbert's mission of putting people and relationships first, taking innovative risk for continued learning, providing opportunities to develop others. And there's an overlap with the NSAW where both Gilbert and the NSAW talk about the believing in the inherent worth of all people. And this has to be especially true when we're talking about children. All right, so here we will see an example of a session. So this isn't a first session. So what it'll do is there'll be the purpose, right? And then we'll have the objectives. So there will be conversations and activities rooted. Um, So, conversations and activities will be rooted in coping strategies and identifying ones they will use, in addition to recognizing how their self talk impacts their emotional state and utilizing a guided handout to conclude that if their self talk can change, their emotions can also change. Lastly, they'll do an art activity to just engage the kids with the material in a more meaningful way, a hands on way, creating a vision board that outlines how they plan to practice self care. So here you can see the second part of that guided handout. And then also over here, there's a handout that just gives kids ideas on what could be a good calm down break. As we create, we'll continue to engage in conversation in a more side by side fashion. And hopefully, we're able to recap that day for them so they can have the takeaways. And so, yeah, thank you. That is my social skill group for adolescent boys. Got references here, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.